Ernie.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hello everyone, my name is Chago Zapata. Let me tell you a little story. Alright, I was in Venice Beach, California, in this great big warehouse type place. I'm standing behind Michael Bay. He's looking at these little screens. They're filming a scene for Transformers, the first Transformers movie, with all the robots. And they're shooting a scene that's supposed to be in the Pentagon, and some of the guys that are walking around, the extras, are the guys that I brought, which is why I'm there. Now, they're shooting the scene over and over again, and I just got bored. I just got tired of just seeing the same thing over and over again. So I just decided to go walk around and take a look and see what else was going on in the warehouse. That was the only scene they were shooting, but there was a bunch of different places where they had a bunch of different sets where they shot different things, so different cool things to look at. And I'm walking around. Finally, I walked to this one spot off to the side here that had a great big curtain that dropped down, and it was there was something behind it, something that it was covering. And I walked over to it, looking around, nobody stopping me, and I did a little peek. I looked down and then I looked up and up and up, and it was one of the robots from the movie Megatron, the evil monster robot, and it was huge. It was like 30 feet tall. Everybody probably thinks that the robot in the movie, the giant one, is I think it was frozen at the time. It probably thinks it was a computer generated robot, but it wasn't. It was real, and I said hi to him. Now the reason I bring this up is because I'm here to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about who I am, and tell you about myself. And I think the best way for me to do that is by telling you some of my experiences that I had in my life, some of my memorable experiences. And the experiences I'm going to talk about are things that I experienced in Hollywood and also in Iraq. Let me start by talking about Hollywood. When I was in Hollywood, I was one of 4 people that was the motion picture television liaison. So anytime that the motion picture, television, or video game industry wanted to use Marines or shoot on our bases or whatever, they would go through us. And we worked on the 12th floor off of this road called Wilshire. And every day I'd go to work. I'd put my coffee down. I'd look out the plate glass window that was right behind me, and I'd look down on this little park. I thought it was a park at first, but later on I found out that it was a little cemetery, and I found out that Marilyn Monroe was buried there. So that was cool to know that every day I put my coffee down, go over there, say hi to Marilyn, and then go to work. It was pretty cool. I found out that it was where she was buried because on her birthday a bunch of people came with balloons and flowers and stuff. So that was kind of how I found out. The most memorable part about my time in Hollywood, though, it wasn't necessarily the movies that I worked on or that cool thing that I got a chance to see Marilyn every day, but bringing my kids to work. I have 3 daughters. At the time, they were 6, 8, and 10. And I bring them to work, put them in this little room. It was called our audio-visual room, our AV room. And they go in there and they play games. They play detective. They draw on the dry erase board. They watch movies, do all kinds of fun stuff. And they shut the door, and then I could hear them giggling and laughing and just having a great time. And I just loved that. Those were my favorite days. Those are the memories that I have. Sometimes I go in and join them for a little bit. Sometimes one of my coworkers would come and take them to lunch and treat them to candy and ice cream and stuff, and they'd be all like hyper. But it was great having them there, and that's the memory that sticks with me most out of everything that I did while I was there. Let me switch gears a little bit and talk about Iraq. Not quite as fun-loving time in my life, but it was an interesting experience, and that tells you about myself. One of the most memorable things about Iraq was the day that I got there. I was on a helicopter. I stepped out of the helicopter and I looked up into the sky with all my gear in my hand. I was, ankle deep in the sand, and I'm looking up at the stars. The stars are sharp and bright, and just like I've never seen them like that before or since. And it looked like so crystal clear that it looked like like focusing with a camera, and it was just perfectly sharp. And I just remember all the different colors and the splashes of stars in different places. Well, that along with the friendships that I made while I was there, those are the 2 memorable things. The people that I met, that I associated with, that I was with every day, made some of the closest friendships and closest relationships I ever had. And some of them, especially with a friend of mine called Dave, I still have, that friendship today. And I probably have until the rest of the rest of my life. Well, I hope that these experiences that I've told you about and these things that I've experienced help you learn a little bit about me and help you learn not just, the fact that where I'm going to school, where I was born, all that stuff, but help you learn more about the real me, about the me inside and the things that I find special. So thank you very much, and I hope you got a chance to enjoy learning about me. Thank you. All right, I'm going to film you now.
Can we throw up the west side?
Dr. Fitzgerald, this is my 5 people, as you can see here. You might say 7 because I got the dog down there, and then the dog on the couch, and maybe that's a dog. No, that's a person. Just kidding. Thank you very much.